welcome back to the N.y.a show, episode one. Welcome back to the N.y.a show, episode 106. How everybody doing? Appreciate everybody who support the show as always. Hope everybody doing well. I'm doing well as we enter another week. I will also just like to say, whatever you describe as an action-packed show, that is what the young brother is bringing to you today. An action-packed show. This will definitely be one for the books. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my time and run through these stories for y'all and go ahead. Let's start right here. I think this may be the best place to start. Let's see. All right, charges announced for those arrested in protest over controversial Copcity and fatal police shooting of an activist. Let me try and get through this to you guys. Break it down on what happened here in Atlanta over the weekend. Police have released the charges for 6 people who were arrested Saturday evening downtown Atlanta. They said that during the protest that came in response to police proposed training facility right here in Atlanta, and the fatal police shooting of an activist earlier this week during the time when they were trying to clear out the area that they were going to use to construct this new police training facility. They each face 4 felonies: domestic terrorism, arson in the first degree, criminal damage in the second degree, and interference with government property, according to the police. Each of the suspects, who range from 20 to 37, who are is also facing 4 misdemeanor charges, including unlawful assembly. So here you are, people who came up. One person from all of these people were from Georgia. Everyone else was from Tennessee, Washington, Maine, and Michigan. The protests come as this $90 million facility is proposed to be built here on 85 acres of land, and everyone, it says, dubbed Copcity by its opponents, just days after the police killing of a 26-year-old activist, Manuelestebanpaezteran, near the site of the training. So from my understanding, what happened with the young man is that they came, fire was exchanged between a trooper and the young man, and trooper ended up getting shot. The bullets came from the gun of the young man, the protester that got killed, and this got a lot of people mad. And this time around, it ain't a whole bunch of brothers and sisters out there mad. It was white folks that was mad. All these people that was arrested, it was white folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were upset because they said this was our dog. A protester was killed unjustly. With everything that's going on with the building of that facility, there's nothing that's getting past people as being as some type of setup or some type of what do they call it, a conspiracy, when you have somebody like the young man, the protester, being killed like that. That's what a lot of them would probably say. Now, I'm gonna run about a minute of this video too, so that you can kind of see more of the actual damage that came. Let's see, get me out the way.
According to the GBI, they told us yesterday that the person who was shot and killed opened fire on one of the state troopers. That's when the troopers returned, killing him. The state trooper who was the state trooper. Police are now screaming to the road trying to keep this.
Okay, Tyler.
The GBI, they said that.
Hey, Tyler, I want to jump in just for.
They set an Atlanta police car, a truck on fire. That smoking. The fire kept getting worse to worse. The news folks like, hey, let's back the fuck up. It just kept getting worse and worse.
For a couple of seconds ago, we had a double screen. So on your left, you saw when things took a turn. You saw people smashing windows. I see Atlanta police.
This was downtown Atlanta, y'all, over the weekend. It'll probably be the talk of the town tomorrow when they wake up and they get back into their news cycles. But I think this is pretty big. There was literally a protest that happened over the killing of a man here in Atlanta, and here you are. Arson, they set police cars on traffic. That's what all that traffic was equivalent to. It kind of adds up to everything that happened. I'm like, yo, what's with all the added traffic? But this definitely went down here in Atlanta. Let me know your thoughts on this story. But basically, they have been charged. They've charged, six people have been charged in arson connected to the burning, the breaking in, the smashing of property throughout the city of Atlanta. Now, let's go to this video. Not a video, but a Paulding school, a bus driver was slapped by the parents. Basically, you had a bus driver that went viral in a video that I'm gonna show also, who was dropping off kids on the bus as a substitute bus driver, and they were like drop-off tags, that tag marks that you're supposed to have in relation to who gets you, who picks you up, where you get dropped off at. There was some complication with that, and then the parents got upset on some, you gonna give me my kids, you know what I'm saying, who are you, probably on some who are you type of energy, you just a substitute. And of course the substitute probably was just filling in for a motherfucker, just like, all right, I'm gonna try and just, trying to keep it cool. I don't even know. I'm just trying to do right. Like they said, I'm trying to just be by the books because I don't even know what's really going on here. I'm just a substitute. So you know how that goes. So basically, the district said its drop off process broke down as the driver tried to drop off the younger students. Rawlings talked to the Dallas assistant police chief, who said that when they arrived at the scene, they saw the traffic backed up, a vehicle blocking a school bus, and some upset parents. So some parents decided to take it. We're gonna block this motherfucker. You gonna give us our kids. Kids was hopping off of the bus, y'all, out of the window. I don't think I seen that like this when I was in school or anything that made it to this limit. But just like I said, black folks will already tell you how they will slap the fuck out of a teacher. I mean, why did I cuss? Because TikTok take everything down. Black parents will tell you that they will slap, they will put their hands on anybody when it comes to their kids. So I don't know what this bus driver thought that these parents were going to do when this situation happened. So let's take a look at this video too. Let me share the audio. The actual video that they have of everybody getting off of the school bus. This is crazy. Look, I'm already sharing it. Let's go. Oh, I don't want to just play from right here. I want to try and get it to play from right here. Coming through the window. Hanging on the door.
Oh my God.
People get crazy and do things that they probably usually wouldn't do when it comes to their kids. At the end of the day, dealing with somebody and their kids. So I can't really too much speak to how they actually, maybe they could have did something different, but when you're dealing with somebody trying to take your kids hostages and all you're trying to do is pick them up from the bus stop, yeah, shit may get unruly. I ain't even gonna lie. Shit may get a little unruly. So now let's flip right to Burkina Faso. I hope I'm saying that right. Right above Ghana, Benin, over in Africa. Burkina Faso. So now I want to make sure everybody's aware of what I'm talking about. It's in this corner right here. It's in West. It's a country. It's a country in West Africa. Now let's talk about kidnapping situation where a lot of women and children were abducted and now they have been set free. Let's lock into this and see what all happened.
You need real help, and we know the insurance company isn't going to give it to you. Call me first.
It's the end of an ordeal for 66 women and 39 children, including 4 infants. In this footage provided by Burkina Faso's national broadcaster Friday, the former hostages are seen with military officials. Authorities said the group had been out in the countryside gathering food near the town of Abinda, the northern province of Soum, when Islamic extremists kidnapped the women and kids on January 12 and 13. The army reportedly located the hostages during an operation in the center-north region.
I think it should also be known that it's an extreme problem that in the year 2023, people in the world are still kidnapping people. You know what I'm saying? After all the history of the world, I think everybody on the planet now should know that kidnapping is not the way to go. These are international manners. I'm only speaking on what I think really should be and not how it is, but that's not how it is.
Helicopters then flew them to Ouagadougou. The abduction had left many worried about Burkina's worsening security situation. The town of Abinda has been under jihadi blockade for years, rights groups said. Jihadi violence linked to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State group has killed thousands and displaced nearly 2 million people. extremists have besieged towns around the nation, preventing people and goods from moving freely.
Hey, that is a terrible situation for all of those people there, not by choice, but that's just where you were born, and you got to deal with this condition. Like I said, this is over in Burkina Faso. So at the end of the day, there's no real government, set up. I think that it's good that they were able to get these people back and get the return. But as you can see, they said jihad violence, linked to Al Qaeda and the Islamic State group has overrun Burkina Faso. It said displacing and killing nearly 2 million people over there in West Africa. And I swear to you, before this day, I didn't even know nothing about that. To be honest, I've covered things like this in the past, but I didn't know. I mean, I've talked about Burkina Faso in the past, but I didn't know that nearly 2 million people had been displaced and killed due to what was going on with Al Qaeda. I didn't know that. So we have to also take that into account. We're going to the world. Everybody get into the international matters, but won't nobody take their ass over there and trying to see what's going on with that. A military junta, which basically somebody the biggest get down gang, was able to take over power in a country that the government has fallen, like Haiti or someplace. That power group militia juncture that formed in September over there, vowing to restore security, is still struggling, from all of the violence. So they still can't even get it together. And the military leader is saying that they need the French to depart as well, because we already know how it is. Whenever you got some certain international hands in the pot that are going to give guns to both sides, we need to get resources to these people. They've been blocking it off so that they can't even get the stuff that they actually need. And this reminds me of Haiti, same situation of where they want Haiti to be. At this time, it's just this gang is the one that's cutting off. Remember a couple shows ago, I talked about how they had cut off the gas. The goddamn gas was up to $35 a gallon and all this whole other crazy mess. It's the same thing that's going on in this country in Africa. Because remember, Africa is a continent, so these are the different countries in Africa that are dealing with really similar issues. And I bet a lot of them stem from just internal turmoil and outside functions who are not really trying to help the problem, but are really just out to make shit even worse.